All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Charlotte, for being here and taking your time. I appreciate your wisdom and your experience. And one thing I want to say as we get started, if you haven't downloaded the InTouch app from LifeWave, please do that. We're going to be talking about that a lot today. And what I want you to know is this is just an exciting time to be a business owner. And if you haven't considered yourself a business owner, I think it's really important to kind of shift that mindset to say, wow, this is actually my own business. And LifeWave has done such a wonderful job of creating all of these tools and resources really to support you in your business and to help you maximize the potential here with a great company, a great product backed by science and patents and wonderful leadership as well. So, Miss Charlotte, now you have been in business for a very long time. And I know that when we start out in business, it may seem a bit overwhelming. And one of the really foundational things that we can do when we launch into really any goal that we're trying to achieve for our life is determining your why. And I know we it may sound so cliche-ish and it may sound like, well, I did that like 10 years ago, so I don't really need to do that again. But Miss Charlotte, can you help us understand really foundationally what is the importance of defining your why?
Tammy, I'll be happy to do that. And thanks for having me this morning. And gosh, it's so exciting to have everybody here with us because we have the best company in the world to work with. We have the best tools and they're free. I mean, think about this. What other company have you ever seen that gives you everything free other than your product? And they even have that where sometimes we can get that free. So, hey, it's a great day. Any day I wake up and look at the tools that we have to work with. You mentioned something about the app. And today, what we're going to actually be going over is the 10-step training, which is not only in your app, but it's in your back office when you go to resources. And here's what I ask most of the people that I work around or I'm in business with. If you don't know why, number one, you're doing something, you're probably not going to accomplish it. If I want to go on a diet, if I don't know why I want to go on a diet, I'm probably just going to eat the refrigerator. Okay. I have to have a bigger reason than feeding my hunger. Okay. It has to be a pain point. And I think our why has to be that important to us. It has to be something that's a little bit more than just because. Okay. And the app starts out tip number one. And these little tips, if you haven't checked them out, they're awesome. They're like 3 to 5 minutes tops. But today, what we wanted to do is kind of dig in a little deeper than what the tip is. And let me tell you, if you take your first 10 days in the business and every day you follow the steps, you can't help but be successful. That's the beauty of this app.
And
So
Miss Charlotte, can I just say, if you have already started your business, you can restart. You can relaunch any day of the week. So don't think this is just for brand new people. Sometimes we get in a mindset where we need like the new year. Like we all get excited for a clean slate and a new year. But think about that. You can restart your business anytime. You can restart a goal anytime.
yeah, and your why. Most of us don't really think deep enough about our why. So here's the way that I kind of want you to start thinking about your why. If you had all the money in the world and you could just go out and write a check for anything you wanted, what would it be? What do you want so bad that you would just love to have it, but you don't want to have to consider how much it costs? Most of the time, and I think we get sidetracked, and I think women, men both do. We get business, we get families, we get everything else. So our why is more determined by the need of somebody else more than what we actually need. And we forget to put us in that equation. So today we're going to encourage you to think about your why. And if you haven't done that, for those of you who have been on the Monday night calls, we gave you a great sheet to work on. And just to let you know, Monday night, Terry's going to be doing a class on dreaming your why. So
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. And Miss Charlotte, one reason to really identify a solid foundation of this why is because things are going to happen, right, Miss Charlotte?
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
and if you can adjust a little bit, you have to keep moving forward. And that's the
right.
key, just to look at it as, instead of, oh my gosh, this stopped me from doing what I need to do. What did I learn from it? I have to go
Right.
back and say, what did I learn from this that I need to carry to the next part? And life
And
is a series of lessons. I mean, if we look at everything that happens.
exactly. And identifying that why really gives you the encouragement and the inspiration to overcome obstacles because that why is stronger and more important than maybe the challenge that you're facing. So it's important to identify that kind of right at the beginning because things are going to happen. The people are going to disappoint you or something's going to happen or something didn't go right. And then you've got to really refocus yourself to say, okay, why am I doing this in the first place? Because that gives you that inspiration and that encouragement to continue on. Miss Charlotte, but sometimes, like you said, on Monday nights, you're really diving into how to identify your why because it can be kind of difficult. What do you suggest? How can we get to that passion point?
And I used to call it insight. Okay. We forget how to dream, Tammy. And I think that's the biggest thing. Life is constantly just bombarding us with, TikTok, with Zoom, with everything else. So we have people like in our face constantly. We forget to close our eyes and dream. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges I see today. We react, we don't think. So if you find a quiet spot, even if it's for 2 or 3 minutes, close your eyes and think about what you want. How do you want your life to look? If you could draw a picture of the perfect house for you, not the perfect house for your family, the perfect house for you. If you could put every room with what you want in it, if you could have the car with the right interior, the right color, dream and take it back to what you want, not based on what you think everybody else wants or needs. And let your mind just go crazy. Because I mean, the bigger we dream, it's like you open it up to things that are actually going to they're like little seeds planted in your subconscious mind and they start to work. And
Right.
that gets you into action where you're starting to work.
Hmm. And if you think about your why, you can actually also another like a synonymous word is mission. Like, what is your mission? Because some people, like you said, we may have something that we want, but also we have other things like that we want to have the resources to be able to achieve, and maybe that is you know being able to support a ministry or being able to feed an orphanage or whatever that why is that really is something that's just motivates you to take action. And that's what we're getting at. You have the opportunity right now because you do own your own business and you can spend the time to really generate those result driven activities, which Miss Charlotte, you're doing a great job on Monday nights to take your team into action as far as those activities that create that momentum and those results. So yeah, so having your why or mission, why are you in business? Why are you doing this? What do you want to accomplish is really super important. And taking it back to the app, Miss Charlotte, in that In Touch app, if you click on the little hamburger, that's what they call it, those little lines, click on the hamburger and down, it's going to be under training. And then at the top, it's going to say, getting started with LifeWave, and then your first 10 days. So each day has a video with some of these, contemplative exercises that you can really build the solid foundation to grow your business. So, Charlotte, tell me a little bit more about those business basics.
Okay, well, tip number 2 in there is business basics. So, how do I know where to look for more? Okay, it kind of gives you an idea that there's more there. But if you're like me, I'm kind of like, I need better directions. Okay, I can listen to you tell me that the back office has all of this information. How do I get there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's back up a little bit because, we said we're going to do first things first. When you enrolled with LifeWave, you should have gotten an email that welcomed you. In that email, It gave you explicit directions on step one, and that was setting up your pay portal. Now, I have a question for you, Tammy. If you're opening a business, would you not have a bank account?
Absolutely.
It's
Yep.
for your money to go whenever you maybe say,
Yes.
okay. And we get so excited about sharing and telling and caring. And I love that about this. I mean, that's the whole, to me, that's what this business is.
Right.
But if I don't do the first things first, now then I've got to go back and try to figure out how to set this up after the fact, which I'm going to be disappointed because it's going to take a while. So I'm going to advise you, before you look in your back office and you're browsing through everything there, find your welcome email, read what it says, and you probably got more than one because they're pretty good to send out 2 or 3 right in a row. Put those in a separate file because you're going to have to go back to them from time to time. They give you your ID number. They give you just some basic information that you need.
Right.
But once you do that first step, get that pay portal set up, or at least in action, and it tells you exactly what you're going to need. And if you didn't get it Monday morning, as soon as they open, call and say, please resend the email, because there's a good chance the email is not right. I mean, sometimes when I'm helping people, I misunderstand a letter. And if that letter's wrong, then they never get that email. So just make sure you do that first step first.
Right.
And then
And Miss
once you
Char- Miss
is
Charlotte, if I can say too, if you've already done these steps, be thinking about, okay, this is how I help my team. So when I bring on a new distributor into my organization, this is how I lead them. These are the resources that I share with them. So I know you may be thinking, well, I've already done all this. Well, think of it as a mindset where this is actually your step-by-step process to really help your team as well, right?
whenever they talk about your back office and how to all the resources that are in there, the only way I know to explain this where it makes sense to me, and I'm a why person, so I have to have all the things, I have to have details. I'm not like just, okay, go there, it's there. So across the top of your back office, you've got title bars. Okay, they'll say home, store, organization, and resources, and monthly auto ship, and a few other things there. That's like a book. Okay, if you picked up a book, that's what the front of the book says. Where do you get to find what's inside that book? You got to open it, right? So when you click on each one of those things, it opens up the chapters of the book. Then you can go to the exact chapter that you're looking for. One of the things that's not anywhere that I've been able to find, and if somebody fails to set up their auto ship when they first start, then you've got to figure out where to find your auto ship. So here's what I'm going to give you some real quick tips here, because you need to help your people walk through this. And a lot of people do not take the time to set it up at the time they enroll. Go to the store, click on the product that you want, put it in the shopping cart. But before you put it in the shopping cart, there's 3 choices: buy now, place it in the shopping cart, or add to monthly reorder. That little tab at the top doesn't have anything in it until you've actually set up your monthly reorder. So if you think you can go there to set it up, which I did, okay, it doesn't work that way. What you have to do is go back to the store and just actually place that order, get it in the cart, set it up for monthly auto ship, and then you can choose the date that's going to work best for you. It doesn't matter if it's 30 days away. If I get paid on the 1st, that may be the better day for me. If I get paid on the 15th, that may be the better day for me. So pick the day that's going to work best, not only for you, but for whoever you're working with.
Right. And Miss Charlotte, tip number 3. And I know we have 10 tips to share with you, so we're gonna move quickly here. Tip number 3, and this is for you. Think about this. This is for you, and or if you have enrolled a new person. So tip number 3, Miss Charlotte, what do you got?
It's meet your mentor. Okay, and your mentor is actually somebody who's in your organization that can help you. Okay, one of the reasons you want to set up a time specifically with them is because you need to know how to get those questions answered that you've got, and customer service, God bless them. They are awesome, amazing, wonderful. But if we can kind of do our job, then we can cut down on the fact that the people who are actually needing help at customer service can get through faster. So if you meet your mentor, two things happen. Number one, you connect, you set down your why, you start working with your goals, but you get connected through them with your upline. For instance, if I'm not connected with Dr. Ralph, who's connected with Michael and Steve and with other people that are on here, then I don't know who to go to if I need help. Okay, so it's real
Right.
important that you know who your mentors are. And there's a bunch of them out there that are more than willing to help. But if you never make that initial contact, reach out. And especially the first 5 days in your business, you want to stay in contact with that mentor every day. You need to check in, make sure everything's set up, everything's going good, and get the encouragement that you need to move on. That's what we're here
Right.
for.
And
I guess.
sometimes we can be also, when we meet that mentor, they can share other resources with us. Like a lot of the leaders have, like you have a Monday night call. There's also a Telegraph group where you're sharing videos and information. There's also a YouTube channel. It's called A Patch and a Prayer. So there's a lot of leadership type resources that leaders have developed to help mentor you and to help you grow your business, and also to give you encouragement as you journey along this new endeavor. So, what about tip number 4, Miss Charlotte?
Your goals. And a lot of people, this was something, truthfully, I'm one of them. I hated to set goals because I never really understood the power of it. But here's kind of the thing. Okay, you've recently had a trip that you've taken. If you're sitting in Branson, Missouri, which is where we are, and I said, Tammy, I need you to go to Salt Lake City. What would you do first?
I would definitely get the GPS going and figure out like how long it's going to take, where I'm going to stop, and map out the journey for sure.
And that's what a goal does. We need a starting point. We need kind of an end point, but it's not an end point. When we get to this end point, and I think that's where most people go wrong on goals. I say, okay, I've accomplished my goal, I can quit. Well, no, you just set a new goal, something bigger,
Right.
because that's actually how we grow and how we expand and how we learn. So if we're not careful, we start our business without turning on that GPS. So I'm just going to tell everybody, your GPS is going to be your why. So if you look at your goals, it's going to go back to your why.
Right, absolutely. And how about tip number 5? Do we need to figure out like who we want to talk to?
Absolutely. Okay. It says pick your prospects. And whenever you first hear that, you're like, pick my prospects. Okay. One of the things, and Michael is awesome at this, he's great at telling you how to build your list, who to look for, who to think about, how to approach you, how to get that rapport going. And that's the first most important thing, is to get the rapport going. So whenever he does that, he's giving you these little reminders on different people that you probably have totally forgotten that you even knew. But
Right.
the reason you want to get with your mentor, now we're going to go back to that step, is because on our goals, we said it, so we want to accomplish certain things. To do that, we need help. We need people. Okay. So if I have you on the phone with me and you have a list of 10 people that we want to call, and you tell me this person loves sports, this person likes to read, this person's a great cook, this person has a family of 10, this person's single, whatever it is you tell me, then I can go back through how to approach that person. How do I build that rapport? But if you put me on the phone with somebody and I have no background on this person, or I don't know how you know them, then I've got to figure out how to establish that rapport and do it pretty fast. Okay, now there are some techniques that we're going to be teaching over time that's going to teach you how to build that rapport in 4 seconds, because that's actually how long you have to get that conversation going. And whenever I first heard that, I thought 4 seconds, but it's true. People make a decision in 4 seconds when they hear your voice, whether you're sincere, whether you attach with them or attract them. And what Michael does, and I'm going to give him kudos for this, I've listened to him time after time, and he always starts out with, tell me where you're from, tell me what you do. So he's getting to know them, and then he always makes a connection. Oh, I love that. I love where I've been there. I love where you live. They've got this. So all of a sudden they've got a rapport going and they're comfortable with him, and he is amazing. So your prospects, go over those with your mentor.
Absolutely. Well, tip number 6 is spread the word. How in the world
Absolutely.
can we spread the word about LifeWave and this wonderful technology that David Schmidt invented? And really do honor him for his leadership. And I love the fact that David always gives God credit for this technology that he received through prayer. And that's one of the really foundational reasons why I love this company so much. So, how do we spread that word, Miss Charlotte?
Okay, spreading the word means you're a product of the product. What does that mean? It means that you're using it, that you've had an experience or not. Some people get an immediate one, some people take months. Doesn't matter. Be a product of the product. And whenever you are a product of the product, then you're enthusiastic. And enthusiasm, the last four letters are I am sold myself. Okay, ISAM, I am sold myself. So that's the key thing is to keep enthusiastic, because if we're sold on our product, then we're going to have that story. We're going to share with every
Right.
person. We can't keep from it. But we also have this little phone app that has like awesome videos. So if you don't know where to start at the top. Just go across it, work your way down, because there's something there that you can share every day if you choose to, or kind of put it on a list and know what you've
Right.
done. And the best part, there's a great reminder in there. So we don't even have to remember who we sent something to. It tells
Right.
us.
I love that part. And I love the part where it honestly, like, it connects to the contacts in your phone. So
Absolutely.
it's really so simplistic and set up so beautifully that, like you said, you just put choose what video you want to send your contact, and then choose their name, and then send it off. And honestly, you set up that reminder to follow up with them in 1 day or 3 days or whatever that is. And it really does help you to keep that momentum, right, Miss Charlotte?
It doesn't, we're kind of like ET. Remember, he had the power in his finger. We have
Yeah,
the
right.
power.
Uh, so how about tip number 7? Leverage a get together. I mean, that's what we're doing right here on Zoom, right? We're getting together.
I think human nature says we want to belong. We want to feel like we belong to something. We want to be attached to other people. I mean, I
Right.
don't know very many people that want to live in the woods by themselves for like 30 years and never see another human being. But if there may be those people out there, but I haven't run into them because I'm not out in that part of the woods, probably. But
Well, I
this
might
is
want a
where
couple of days, maybe not 30, but
I think this is where your three-way calls come in, because whenever you have a person, and even if this person knows you, sometimes I think it's even more important because they know you.
yep.
So introduce them to other team leaders, other team members, and get them together. Because one thing I've found out, I used to think I knew everything there was to know, and then I figured out that I don't know anything. And the older I get, the less I know. So it's important for me to connect with other people because they're going to have better ideas. They're going to brainstorm. They're going to
Right.
bring this connection together in a way that I can't. And whenever we stop controlling and let people get together and leverage the power of a team, man, it's awesome what can happen. So
Yes.
just make sure you introduce people to three-way calls, to the Zooms, to the trainings, and make them feel welcome. Make them feel like they're part of your family, because they are. And over the years, you're going to find they may be more important than your family because they'll be there when you need them.
That's right.
So those
Well, and
friends.
just like you said, there's an emotional connection that happens when more people are gathered. It almost solidifies and validates, the whole validity of the product, the company, the team. So it is important for us to develop that community. And like I said, there's so many great leaders, and Charlotte, you're one of them. You have the Monday night call, and especially the Saturday Zoom. Invite people, because the information that we're sharing, is really important to develop the character and the skills and the mindset to grow your business. So it's really, really vital information.
And I say I've worked with some other companies in the past, but to have Dr. Ralph, to have Steve Bailey, to have Michael as people that we can use as our sounding board, our mentors, We are all so blessed. So go up to the next person, to the next person, get
Yeah,
acquainted with everybody because their wisdom
absolutely.
is invaluable.
Well, we've got a few more minutes and we've got a couple more tips to share with you. I am so enjoying this conversation, Miss Charlotte. Thank you so much for being on today. And like I said, the first 10 days of starting your business or relaunching your business or just getting refocused in your business is right there in the back office under resources and on the InTouch app. If you click on that little hamburger and drop down a little bit, it's under training and it has all the videos. And like you said, Miss Charlotte, they're really thought-provoking videos. And what we're talking about right now is kind of diving a little bit deeper into, you know, what's next, right? The rest of the story, like you said. So
Why that's
tip,
important.
huh?
And why, why those little tidbits are important. What do you do with
Yeah.
it that you've got the tidbit?
Yeah. Tip number 8, Miss Charlotte,
Number 8. Let me see.
is
Where's the paper?
personal
It's so
follow-up.
funny. Okay. Personal follow-up. Okay. And I had this happen yesterday, as a matter of fact. I'm talking to somebody and they asked me what I did. And I told them that I have a home-based business and I work with a stem cell technology company that is offering something to everyone in the form of a non-injectable solution to reactivating stem cells. And they go, oh, somebody gave me one of those and they never, I don't know why they never called me back. I didn't know what to do. Guess
Wow.
what I'm going to do.
I'm going to tell you all about it.
I did because they had no information. They had nothing. They didn't even know what it was. They just said, put it on and wear it, and that's great information, but they kind of needed the rest of the story. So
That's
anyway,
great.
I think that follow-up is where the goal is. And you're going to hear this over and over and over and over. We get so excited that we go out and we patch the world. Okay. We send out samples, we give out, we're in restaurants, everywhere we're going, we're like stick, 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 stick. But when we do that, do we have a way to follow up with those people? If you don't, you're going to lose them and somebody else will get them because you gave the introduction. So make sure you follow up. And I think, keep those conversations positive, keep them exciting, share what's happening with you. And if they tell you they're not interested right now, that's not the end of the story. Ask permission to stay in touch with them. I understand this isn't for you right now, but I am so excited about this. And I would love having you as a cheerleader for me. When something good and positive happens and I just want to shout it from the rooftops, is it okay if I call you? They're not going to tell you no. Guess what? When you call them, then it's going to get them excited again. They're going to be, maybe I should look at this a bit deeper.
Exactly. Exactly. So tip number 9, how do we get to yes, Miss Charlotte?
There's some great advice in that app. It tells you how to do the feel, felt, found. Okay. Listen to that little message, practice it. That's number 1. But Tammy, something that I found that's even more interesting than getting a no. When you get a yes and you don't know what to do with it. And I've seen this happen. People are so excited and they're like sharing. And somebody says, how do I get this? And it's like, well, let me tell you this. And they just keep on going. When they say, tell me how to get this, or they ask you, how much is this going to cost me? Stop, because they're ready to buy. And
Right.
stop talking and just say, that is a great question. I am so happy you asked me because we can get that set up right now for you and get this in the mail. So you're not going to have to be without this wonderful product. Let me ask you, Tammy, how do you see yourself moving forward as a customer or as a sharing business partner? Now, I didn't ask for their money, so that wasn't so hard, but by simply saying, how do you see yourself moving forward as a user or as a preferred customer or as a business building partner, and let them make that decision. We don't talk about price until we get to the very end because there's still a whole lot more I need to know about them. And that's all part of those classes that we're doing on Monday night too. So we're not going to go into that right now. Go to that
Exactly.
app and learn the feel, felt, found.
Exactly. And tip number 10, Miss Charlotte, tip number 10 is creating your story. And can you share with me why is it so important that I need my own personal story?
I think until you have a belief system, it's hard for you to actually be sincere when you're sharing. And if I don't have a belief system, then I have to see it in somebody that I know well enough to trust everything that they're telling me is true. Then I can develop a belief system. Okay. I've seen this work for my grandson. I've seen it work for so many other people. My belief system is so strong that there's no way you could shake it at this point. I mean, my faith is 100% secure in this product.
Right.
Think about a story. They're not asking for facts. They're not asking for how did the, Tammy, I'm going to ask you a question. If you went to a great restaurant, what are you going to say to me whenever I see you?
Oh, wow, Miss Charlotte, that was the best meal I ever had.
Okay. Did you tell me how the building was built? How many people were in the kitchen? How many pans it took for them to fix the meal?
Right.
I would have been gone by the time you got through with telling me how the kitchen was put together and how many employees they have and why their
Right.
uniforms are green instead of red. Okay, I don't care. Tell me about the meal. And it's the same thing with the movie. Okay, if you go see a good movie, you don't have to tell me about all the scenery and the backdrops and the lighting. And, what you're going to tell me about is the storyline. And think about this. We've been told stories from the day we were born. We have been told stories. We learn Mary had a little lamb, the three little pigs. We learn songs, just different things. When you are talking with a person, do they want to hear that the building is in yada yada place and that they have this many hundreds of employees and they have patents all over the world and blah? They don't want to know that. Not the first time you talk to them. Those are things you're going to be teaching them after they get in the business.
And they are impressive. They're in San Diego, and
They
there's probably over 400 employees, and there's over
are.
130 patents.
And all those things are necessary, but they're
Right.
not necessary when you're telling me your story. You had somebody share this patch with you, you put it on, and you're never going to believe what happened. In my case, and it needs to be 30 seconds. Okay. Your story doesn't have to be 3 hours long. People don't want to hear it. I mean, if I go to church and I'm sitting there 20 minutes, I'm done. My mind's turned off. And I think
Right.
we forget sometimes, we get so excited about the product and the building and the people and all this other stuff that we just want to go on for hours. We're just kind of like taking you out to the fire hydrant, and you said, I need a drink, and I take you out there and stick your face to the nozzle and undo the fire hydrant.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
and
kind of what
and
we
you
do
know
with
the
people.
and different personalities too, Miss Charlotte. Like different personalities want different information, but
Absolutely.
also if you give somebody too much information at first, then they're going to need time to process every tidbit of information that you've given. So, yeah, stories are definitely a first way to connect. So,
Absolutely. And if
yeah.
I have that person that wants more information, definitely I'm going to give that to them, but I'm not going to give them all of it at one time. I'm going to give it to them like in a book. You give them a chapter at a time.
Yeah.
You move them through the process.
And we do have to take a
Then
breath. Like you said before, take a breath because we get so excited, because we have this newfound knowledge and all of this excitement going on. And so I think that sometimes we do just need to kind of take a breath and, like you said before, get to know them because even in sharing your story, when you ask questions of another person, then that kind of helps you to kind of gauge what level of information you can share and how they're going to process that information as well.
absolutely. And Tammy, on crafting your story, something I'm going to caution all of us, okay, including me. And I have to remind myself daily. My job, I'm not a doctor. I'm not even a TV doctor. I don't have a white lab coat. I am not somebody that can prescribe, somebody that can diagnose, and somebody that can heal and cure. Okay, I don't have that gift. I wish I did. But we do have a patch that can help with all those things. So I think sometimes if we're not careful, we sell health and not the benefits of health, if that makes sense. This is an ongoing journey. We're not going to get fixed in a day. We didn't get it. I didn't get here in a day. It took me about 70 years to get where I'm at today. And I'm not going to be able to go back to day one
Right.
in 2 or 3 days. Over a period of time, I may get back to day 50, okay, or year 50, whatever it is. But what I'm saying is that we really need to be careful that we stay in compliance. And if you're not sure what that is, call and ask compliance to help you build your story, or look at some of the, one of the best ways to do that is a lot of your TV ads that are out there talk about pain, or they talk about something else, but they never tell you what their pain was. They never tell you they were diagnosed with 16 different things. They say, this is the product. They tell you the story, how this helped them get
Right.
out of it. Okay. And that's what we're after, is the getting
Right.
out of it, not the getting into it. So that's what
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Miss Charlotte. That's the 10 tips to starting your business or relaunching your business or refocusing your business. How wonderful it is to go step by step. So, we encourage you, like, take the next 10 days or take the next, take one day at a time and really kind of think about, did I lay a solid foundation? Because the more solid the foundation, the higher the building can be built. So if you do those foundational things right now, then that's going to just help encourage you and inspire you to continue to take action. So if everybody would like to unmute, do you have any questions for Miss Charlotte or
I'm going to
any
say
last
something.
thoughts? Yeah.
I'm going to give you one last thought. We're talking about relaunching your business. If you take every new person through these first 10 steps, you're relaunching your business with every new person, and everybody wins. You get more familiar with it and how to actually give them the rest of the story. They get to asking you questions. You get a connection that you will never have otherwise. And that's what this business is about. It's about connecting. So
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Miss Charlotte, for spending time with us this Saturday. And thank you, everyone, for taking the time out of your busy schedules. I know it's important to have this ongoing learning and participation. And thank you, Dr. Ralph, Michael Accurso, Coach Bailey, and everyone who's joined us this morning. Any final thoughts or ideas? And everybody say hello and have a great Saturday.
Charlie, great call. That was awesome training. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ralph.
We can say hello and goodbye now.
Thank you, Terry. How about you, Mr. Curso? You out there? Coach Bailey? All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for being here next Saturday, same time and same Zoom link. It is, if you just do the URL, it's www.x49overview.com. That's a new link. And we will be sending out graphics and the Zoom ID numbers as well. So just stay tuned and jump in those Telegram groups, and God bless you all.
Anytime we have training, it's open to everybody. I mean,
absolutely.
I think there's enough people that if we work the rest of our life, we probably won't touch all of them. So, there's nothing sacred, nothing secret. We want you to feel welcome to come and hop in and be part of our family. We don't care whose family you are.
That's right. That's right. God bless you all. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.